Hi everyone, Stephen Choi here. This is the first video of the three that I'm making for Wednesday, May 20th, 2020. Okay, we're going to be looking at Unit 5 today. But before we get into the book, I want to talk about infinitives. Okay, infinitives. Okay, so what are infinitives? Okay, first of all, how do we make an infinitive in English? Infinitives is how? Is two plus two plus base, right? The base form, okay? Two plus base form, okay? So, for example, you can say to eat, um, to speak, to live, okay? So this is how you make infinitives, okay? Now, in English, infinitive really literally means just the base form, okay? Because we do have things called zero infinitive or bare infinitive, some people call it. It's infinitive without the two, okay? But we're not going to get into all that. We're just going to, for ESL purpose, we're just going to say infinitives are made up with the word to, preposition to, plus the base form of the word, okay, of the verb, okay? All right, so this is how you write infinitives: to eat, to speak, to live, okay? So let me write a sentence for you, okay? Let's say I wrote a sentence saying, I want to travel, okay? All right, okay, I know we can't travel nowadays, but let's say or it's not the safest thing to do right now. But let's say we write this sentence: I want to travel. That's a good sentence, right? I want to travel. Okay, so what is I? That's the subject. One is the verb. What is to travel? What is to travel? Okay, just like to eat, to speak, to live, to be. Okay, this is the infinitive, right? That's the infinitive. Now, this subject and verb. Okay, what what part of the sentence is this? Or what part of speech do you think this is? Okay. Okay. Now, remember the verb is want. Okay. Now this looks like a verb, right? Infinitives, they look like verbs because they come from the base form of the verb. Okay. But they're not verbs. They look like verbs, but they're not verbs. But because they're from verbs, we'll call them verbals, okay? Just like gerunds, past participle, all those forms are called verbals, including the infinitive, okay? Because they look like verbs, but they're not verbs, even though they come from the base form of the verb, okay? It's a verb. It's a form of verbals, okay? So what is this? What is to travel? I want to travel. Okay, what is that infinitive being used as? Okay, all right. Remember, infinitives can be used as nouns, adjectives, and adverbs. Okay, they can be used as nouns, adjectives, and adverbs. Okay, in this sentence, that infinitive is being used as a noun. As a noun. Why? Why? What do you think? Okay, I want to travel. Okay, this whole unit, get both words, infinitive. This thing together is being used as a noun. Okay, do you believe me? Okay, and as the sentence is being used as a direct object. It's used as an object. Okay, so can you see this subject, verb, object? Can you see it that way? This is a pronoun. This is a verb, and this infinitive to travel is a noun infinitive. Okay. All right. Let's say I say something like I want. Let's say I'm getting hungry again. I want food. I want money. Everybody wants money, right? I want friends. Okay, we all need friends. We all want friends. What else? Okay, let's say I want to buy a car. Okay, let's just say cars. Okay, so I want food. I want money. I want friends. I want cars. Okay, when I write it like this, like this regular nouns. Okay, no mistaking this. These are nouns, right? They're not verbs, right? They don't look like verbs. Okay, these aren't verbals. Okay, So I want food, I want money, I want friends, I want cars. Those are all nouns. You can see there are nouns, right? You can, but can you also see that these are direct objects in this sentence? I want food, I want money, I want friends, I want cars. Very clear, right? It's very easy to see. Well, same thing with this infinitive. I want travel. What do you want? To travel. Okay. Even though it's a verbal form, it's in the infinitive form. This is an infinitive. Think of it as like one word noun. Okay. Just like food, money, friends, or cars. Okay. So this together is not a verb, but it's a noun in this particular sentence. Okay. This is an infinitive being used as a noun. Okay. And in this sentence it is the direct object. Okay. Can you kind of see that? Okay. So remember, infinitives are never. They are never verbs. They are never verbs. Okay. Even though they look like verbs. Okay. They can be nouns, adjectives, and adverbs. Okay. All right. So if you have any questions, always ask me. Okay. Or you can ask right below in the comment section. Okay. All right. Okay. So remember, infinitive. Not in this sentence. Okay. To travel is action, right? Like to eat, to speak, to it's an action. Infinitive is an action. Okay. So if you think about it, what is an action? Action is a noun, right? Action is not verb. Okay. Remember, act. Act is verb. Okay. Action. I want some action. Remember I said that in the previous video? I want some action. Okay. Okay. Do you want to see some action? Okay. Okay. So action. To travel is action. It's a noun. Okay. So that's how that works. Okay. All right. All right. Okay. So we use that sentence to explain that the the infinitive can be used as a noun. So remember, wherever noun can be in a sentence, so can infinitive. Okay. In other words, if direct objects or even indirect object, those are all nouns or pronouns. If a noun can be in a sentence, you can put infinitive in that place. Okay. So we just use that as an object, right? Let's use it as a subject. Okay. If I say to travel, is my dream. Okay. Is my dream. Okay. All right. So in this sentence, obviously the is the verb. Okay. What is to travel? Remember, it's an action, right? It's infinitive being used as a noun. Okay. So the whole thing, the infinitive. This is subject. Travel is my dream. Travel is my dream. I'm sorry. To travel. To travel is my dream. Okay. Okay, now usually we would use gerund in English, okay? Because gerund just sounds better as subjects. But you can use infinitives as subjects, okay? It's not as common in today's English, but grammatically we have no problems, okay? So we can say to travel is my dream, okay? This one is also a noun, okay? This is infinitive being used as a noun, okay? Remember we talked about it as an object. Now we use it as a subject, okay? So just like that. This infinitive is being used as a subject. Okay, it's a subject noun. Okay, all right. What's another way? You could say, okay, this is a good sentence. If you say, my dream is traveling. Okay, what is that? I'm sorry, not traveling. I'm not okay. I mean, I can use gerund, but let's use the infinitives. We're doing infinitives today. My dream is to travel. Okay. My dream is to travel. Okay. So we have the infinitive here now. Okay. So now the dream becomes a subject and is becomes the verb. What's to travel? What's that infinitive in this sentence? Is that the direct object? Okay. All right. It's in the same spot or same order as the direct object, but when you use a linking verb like is, like the be verbs, okay? this is a linking verb. When you use a linking verb, which is not a transitive verb, okay? My dream is to travel. This is what we call a complement, okay? Complement, okay? Specifically, it's a subject complement, okay? So what it does is this to travel renames a subject, okay? The dream and to travel, they're equal. They're same thing, just different position, just renaming it, okay? So when you rename the subject, that's a subject complement, but more specifically, we call this predicate. Predicate nominative, okay? Because it renames it, okay? These are big words, okay? Don't worry about it as ESL students, but just know that this to travel renames a dream, okay? And this is called a subject complement, okay? So this is also a noun, okay? Just renaming the noun here, okay? Dream is to travel, okay? Dream equals travel, same thing. Okay, that's what it's saying, okay? All right, so we talked about, how infinitives can be used as nouns, okay? We talked about 3 different ways. As objects, as subjects, and as subject complements, okay? Predicate nominative specifically in this case. All right, so we talked about nouns. Now we can talk about infinitives being used as adjectives and adverbs. Now remember, this is just an extra, okay? You don't really have to, get this deep in English. But since we're on the topic, let me just go over that real quick, okay? For adjective, you could say something like okay, let's say we live in Georgia. So Georgia is the place to travel. Okay, we've been using the word travel. Okay, Georgia is the place to travel. Okay, so this is a good sentence. Georgia is subject, verb. Okay, Georgia is the place. Okay, remember we just talked about that. This is a subject complement, which is another, which is basically a noun. It's a noun. Okay, and to travel. This is the infinitive, right? This is the infinitive. All right. So what is that travel? Okay, so it's describing the place. Okay, what kind of place? It's a kind of place. What kind of place? It's the kind of place to travel. Okay, or you could say, to visit, whatever. Okay, or to see, or to go. Okay, so these all would be adjective infinitives. Infinitives being used as adjectives. Okay, describing place. What kind of place? It's a place to travel, place to visit, place to see, place to go. Okay, so this is an example of infinitives being used as an adjective. Okay, remember to plus travel, to plus visit, to plus see, to plus go. This together as a unit, these are infinitives being used as adjective. In this particular sentence, this adjective or these adjectives are describing the noun place. Okay, so that's an example of infinitives being used as adjectives. Okay, now we've got one more left. Okay, remember infinitives are they can be used as nouns, adjectives, and adverbs, but never verbs. Okay, so let's talk about the adverb here. Adverb. All right. So adverb, you could say something like, okay, let's use the same theme. Okay, I bought the tickets to travel. I bought the tickets to travel. Okay, subject, verb. Okay, and these are the object, the tickets, and this is the article, which is always adjective. Okay, so what is to travel? That's the infinitive, right? And what does that describe or modify in this sentence? I bought the tickets to travel. Okay. Okay. So this one describes way up here the verb. Okay. I bought why? To travel. I bought to travel. I bought tickets to travel. Okay. So this one is adverb. Okay. I bought tickets to travel. I bought tickets. That's object. Okay. So this is the adverb. Okay. Adverb. Okay. You could say I bought some vegetables. Same thing. vegetables. Okay, I bought some vegetables to cook. Same thing. Okay, why did you buy? To cook. Okay, to cook. Okay. What are some other ways I could make adverbs out of that? Okay, you could say, okay, let me use a totally different sentence. I play tennis. Okay, I play tennis to exercise. Something like that. Okay, so subject, verb, object. Okay, what's to exercise? Okay, this is an adverb. Adverb infinitive. I play why? To exercise. Okay, I play to exercise. I bought to travel. I bought to cook. Okay, so these are examples of adverbs. I'm sorry, infinitives being used as adverbs. Okay, all right. So let me erase all this. Let me erase all this. Okay. All right. So infinitives are never verbs, but they can be nouns, adjectives, and adverbs. Okay. All right. Oops, I dropped my pen here. Okay. Um, Let me talk about something that's kind of confusing. Okay, and I ask for forgiveness because I'm gonna focus a little bit on the Spanish-speaking students. If I say something like I I go. Let me see. Let's do that this way. I want to work and I go to work. Okay, so I have these two sentences. Okay, they're both good sentences, right? I want to work. I go to work, but it has two words in both sentences exactly the same. To work. To work. Okay, same words, same spelling, same pronunciation. Okay, but are they the same meanings? Are they the same meaning? Okay, so this is like the confusing part of English. Okay, um, one of them is an infinitive, one of them is not. Okay, which one do you think is the infinitive? Okay, this one is the infinitive. I want to work, just like the first sentence I gave you today. I want to eat, I want to live, I want to speak, I want to travel. Okay, I want to work. Okay, this is what we've been talking about. This is a noun, right? Being used as an infinitive. Okay, in this case, it's subject, verb, and direct object. Okay, that's what we've been talking about for the last 15 minutes. Okay, but what is this one? I go to work. Is that an infinitive? This is not infinitive. This is just a regular old preposition, and in English, work is such a common, and important word. We don't say workplace. Okay, we just say work. Okay, but work is same as saying workplace. Okay, workplace. So, or my job. Okay, so I go to my job or I go to my workplace, but we say it simply I go to work. Okay, I go to work. Okay, so this is just a prepositional phrase. Okay, with the to preposition, and this is a object of preposition, just another noun. Okay, so you know, um, so like I mentioned earlier, for Spanish, is this what is quiero trabajar. Okay, and that's what I want to work, and I go to work is what? Okay, voy al trabajo. Okay, so in Spanish, it's very different. So, there's no mistake. Okay, which one is infinitive and which one is just a noun. Okay, but in English, they look the same. Okay, so for Spanish speakers, you'll make a lot of mistakes when you're trying to, read and try to understand, or when you're trying to write. Sometimes you write it in infinitive form when you're not supposed to, or vice versa. Okay, so remember, sometimes when you put a to plus a base, it's infinitive, but sometimes it's just a preposition. That's the point for everyone. Okay. Sometimes this is not an infinitive. Okay. This is not an infinitive form here. Okay. It's just like saying I go to school, I go to church, or I go to class. Okay. Okay, and I go to work. That's all it is. Okay, this is a prepositional phrase. Okay, this is not infinitive. So don't get confused. Okay, sometimes we write it the same way, we say it the same way, but they're not the same. Okay, they're not the same. All right. So if you have any questions, ask me. Okay. All right. I'll see. I ran out of time, so I'll see you in the next video. Okay. See you soon.